It was cold and raining. The streetlights flickered in the dark alley behind the old supply station. Jackson was closing his small repair shop when he heard it. A soft, broken cry. It didn't sound human. He froze. The cry came again, like a whisper of pain mixed with fear. Jackson grabbed his flashlight and walked slowly toward the sound. The alley was empty, at first. Then his light caught something small, huddled behind a trash bin, a little alien girl. She was no taller than his knee, skinny, shaking, and soaked with rain. Her skin was light blue and she had tiny horns on her forehead, but her wide eyes were filled with something that broke his heart, pure panic. She didn't speak. She just pointed to a dark corner behind her. Jackson stepped closer, and what he saw made his stomach twist. An alien woman, the child's mother, lay on the wet ground. Her body was curled up, arms around her chest. She was shaking violently. Her skin looked pale and dull, and she made no sound, only the tremble of someone in deep suffering. The little girl grabbed Jackson's coat. "Please, fix her," she said in a tiny voice. Jackson blinked. She spoke English, just barely. He knelt beside the mother. She was burning hot and ice cold at the same time. Her breath was weak and uneven. He checked her pulse. Slow. Fading. I don't know what species she is, Jackson whispered to himself. How do I help her? But the child didn't understand. She just kept pulling on his arm. Please, you human, you fix, please. Jackson looked around. No one else was coming. The alley was silent except for the rain and the soft cries of the child. He could walk away, pretend he saw nothing, or, I'll try, he said. He picked the mother up. She was light, too light for her size, like she hadn't eaten in days. The child followed close, grabbing the hem of his coat as he hurried down the street. Jackson's apartment was above his repair shop, small but warm. He carried the mother up the stairs and laid her gently on a padded bench in his workshop. The child stood beside her, eyes wide with fear. Jackson turned on his old med scanner. Please work, he muttered. The screen flickered and beeped. Alien DNA detected. Species unknown. Status critical. Organ shutdown in progress. Damn it, Jackson whispered. He rushed to his storage cabinet. Painkillers, fluids, healing spray, mostly made for humans, but maybe it would help. He injected her with a stabilizer and covered her with a heat blanket. The alien mother twitched and moaned. Her shaking got worse. No, stay with me, Jackson begged. He checked her pulse again. Even weaker now. The child reached out and placed her tiny hand on her mother's face. She sang a soft melody, something in her own language. Her voice cracked. Jackson felt something in his chest, a pain that wasn't physical. This wasn't just about survival. This was about love. The girl didn't beg for help for herself, only for her mother. He stood and looked at the child. What's your name? She hesitated. Neri. He pointed at the mother. And her? Neri's lip trembled. Maya. Jackson sighed. Okay, Neri. I'll do everything I can to help Maya, I promise. But inside he was scared. None of the medicine was working. The scanner showed her organs failing, one by one. She didn't have hours. She had minutes. He needed alien medical tech. But that meant breaking the law. Only smugglers and black market dealers had that stuff. And using it could get him arrested, or worse. He looked at the shaking woman, then at the little girl sitting beside her holding her hand tightly. He knew what he had to do. He pulled out an old comm unit from his drawer. He hadn't used it in years. He punched in a number. It rang 3 times before someone answered. A rough voice replied, You better be dying, Jackson. I need alien medtech. Now, Jackson said. Illegal, you know. Expensive, too. I don't care, it's for a kid's mother, she's dying. Silence. Then the voice said, Meet me in the old tunnel under Sector 9. 1 hour. Jackson ended the call and turned to Neary. I'll be back. Watch your mom. Don't let her fall. Asleep? Neary nodded, tears in her eyes. Jackson grabbed his coat, took one last look at the dying alien woman, and ran into the rain. The clock was ticking, and he was her only hope. Jackson ran through the dark streets, his boots splashing in cold puddles. The rain hit his face, but he didn't care. He had 1 hour, one chance. The underground tunnel in Sector 9 was a place no one went unless they had something to hide. It smelled like metal and mold. Old warning signs blinked red. Jackson climbed down rusted stairs, holding his breath. A tall alien stepped from the shadows. His skin was gray, and his arms were covered in armor plates. His name was Zarks, a known black market dealer. You brought credits? Zarks asked in a deep growl. No credits, Jackson said, pulling out a thin silver strip. This is my ID chip. Everything I own is on it. Take it. Zarks narrowed his eyes. You're giving up your name, your records, your life? I just need something that can help a dying alien woman. She's not human. Her organs are shutting down. Zarks snatched the chip and shoved a small black case into Jackson's hand. 3 injectors. Green is for cellular burn. Blue is a stabilizer. Red? No one knows what red does. It came from a crashed alien ship. Use it only if you're out of time. Jackson nodded, turned, and sprinted back into the storm. Back at his shop, Neary sat beside her mother. Her small body was shaking. Maya's breathing had slowed. Too slow. Her skin was almost gray now. Mama, wake up, Neary whispered, pressing her head to her mother's chest. Please don't leave. The door burst open. Jackson rushed in, soaked and breathless. She's still alive? He asked. Neary looked up and nodded, tears rolling down her cheeks. Jackson opened the black case. 3 injectors gleamed inside. Green, blue, red. Please work, he muttered. He chose the blue one first and injected it carefully into Maya's arm. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then, her body jerked. Her eyes opened, but not fully. Her lips trembled. She tried to speak, but no sound came. Her body started to shake again, even harder than before. Too late, Jackson whispered. The scanner beeped again. Organ failure continuing. Time left, 14 minutes. No, Jackson pulled out the green injector. Burn her heel, let's hope you save her. He injected the green. Maya's body arched. Her mouth opened in a silent scream. The lights in the lab flickered. Neary covered her ears and cried. Suddenly, Maya stopped shaking. She lay still. Too still. Jackson rushed to check her pulse. Nothing. No, he shouted. Not now. He dropped to his knees and began chest compressions. Breathe, come on. You're not allowed to give up. He pumped harder. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. He looked at the last injector, the red one. Zarks had said to only use it if he had nothing else. Jackson picked it up. His hands were shaking now. This might kill her. He looked at Neary. The little girl stared at him with big, broken eyes. Jackson didn't wait any longer. He injected the red serum into Maya's neck. For a moment, everything went silent. Then, Maya's eyes snapped open, glowing bright purple. Her back arched. Her hands shot up, grabbing the air. Her chest rose and fell quickly. Lights in the room exploded. The scanner melted. The floor cracked beneath her. Jackson pulled Neary away, shielding her. Maya suddenly gasped, a deep, clear breath. And then, she whispered, Neary. The child screamed in joy and ran to her mother. Mama, you're alive! Jackson sat on the ground, sweating, heart racing. He had no idea what that red serum did, but Maya was breathing. Alive. And now, he had more questions than answers. Maya was alive, but not the same. Her breathing was steady now. Her eyes glowed, faint purple even when closed. Strange marks had formed on her arms. Lines like glowing vines ran across her skin, pulsing softly. Jackson had never seen anything like it. He stood at the edge of the room, watching. Neary lay curled next to her mother, sleeping peacefully. They were safe, for now. But he wasn't. His ID chip was gone. His name, records, citizenship, all erased. By trading it for illegal alien medicine, Jackson had become a ghost. And if anyone found out what he had done, he'd be arrested. Or worse. He turned on his old comm tablet and opened the encrypted channel. Zarks answered again. She live? Jackson nodded. Yes, but something's changed. Zark smirked. Red serum does that. It comes from deep space biotech. No one knows who made it. What's in it? Zarks leaned forward. You didn't pay for that answer. Jackson's voice dropped. She glows now. Her skin changed. I need to know if she's dangerous. Zarks went quiet. Then he said something that chilled Jackson to the bone. She might not even be the same person anymore. Hours passed. Maya still slept. Jackson prepared food, alien-safe nutrition packs from his old smuggling days. When Maya finally woke, her voice was hoarse. Where am I? She asked, blinking at the light. You're safe, Jackson said softly. You were very sick. I helped. My name's Jackson. That little one, your daughter, saved your life. Maya turned her head slowly and saw Neri. The child was still sleeping, a tiny hand gripping her mother's arm. Tears filled Maya's eyes. I thought I lost her. Jackson nodded. She found me. She begged me to fix you. I did what I could. Maya tried to sit up but winced. Her arms still glowed faintly. She looked down and froze. What happened to me? Jackson explained everything. The green, the blue, and the red injector. The deal with Zarks. The choice he made. Maya listened, silent. Her hand slowly moved over the glowing lines on her skin. Then she whispered, He'll come for us now. Jackson frowned. Who? The one who made the red serum. The one who used me for experiments. We escaped his lab 2 weeks ago. But he always finds his subjects again. Jackson's heart sank. You were a test subject? Maya nodded. We both were, me and Neri. They kept us in cages. They tested chemicals. The red one was the last thing I saw before I escaped. So you've seen this serum before? I was injected with it once, but not fully. It was unstable. They stopped midway. Jackson looked at her skin. Now it's complete. Maya's eyes met his. Which means he'll know. He'll feel it. He's connected to the serum somehow. The room fell silent. Only the sound of distant thunder outside broke the quiet. Jackson stood and walked to his hidden cabinet. He opened it, revealing a small plasma pistol and a shield drone. Then we prepare. Maya smiled weakly. You don't have to help us anymore. I know, Jackson said, but I want to. Because no one else will. Just then, the wall screen flashed red, unauthorized craft entering airspace. Jackson ran to the window. In the dark sky, a sleek black ship hovered low, no lights, no sound. Silent like a ghost. Maya's body began to shake, not from sickness, but from fear. He found us. The black ship didn't make a sound. It just hovered above the city rooftops like a shadow with no soul. No lights, no signal, no ID tag. Jackson stared at it through the rain-covered window, heart pounding. It's him, Maya whispered. Her voice was hollow like someone remembering a nightmare. He never stops hunting. He marks us. Through the serum. Neri clutched her mother's glowing arm, frightened by the change in her. Mama? Maya smiled gently, brushing a tear from the child's cheek. It's okay, baby, I'm still me. But was she? The red serum had changed her, not just healed her, but awakened something. Her veins glowed softly and her eyes held a strange light, almost like another being looked through her. Jackson moved quickly. He locked all doors, activated the wall shield system, and handed Maya a stun blade. If he comes through that door, we fight. Maya nodded but didn't speak. Her hand trembled as she gripped the weapon. Her body remembered pain. Her mind remembered chains. Suddenly, the lights went out. The emergency backup clicked on, but the screen stayed dark. Then came the voice. Not from outside, from inside the room. It echoed through the speakers, smooth and cold like ice melting on steel. Maya, my beautiful creation, you finished the serum. You belong to me now. Maya's eyes widened. No, no. She clutched her head, dropping the blade. Her body started to tremble, not from fear, but from resonance. The red lines on her arms pulsed brighter. Neri screamed, "Mama, what's wrong?" Jackson ran, to her grabbing Maya's shoulders. "Fight it! Whatever it is, fight it!" Maya's body arched. Her voice twisted into a scream, not of pain but of transformation. The sound shook the walls. Lights burst. Sparks flew from the panels. "I gave you power," the voice said calmly. "Now I will take it back." Maya fell to her knees, eyes glowing like fire. Her skin was no longer pale, it shined with alien light. She looked up at Jackson with pure panic. "Get Neri out. Now. If I lose control, I might hurt her." "No," Neri cried. "I stay with you." Maya screamed again, this time louder. Her voice didn't sound human or alien. It sounded like something ancient, something awakened. Jackson grabbed Neri and pulled her into the storage room, locking the door from the inside. Through the glass window they watched as Maya stood up, arms shaking, body crackling with red energy. She wasn't just Maya anymore, she was something reborn. Minutes passed. Silence fell. Then, a blast shook the building. The roof cracked. Metal beams bent. A tall figure in black armor dropped through the ceiling, his face hidden behind a silver mask. The hunter had arrived. Maya turned to him, red energy dancing across her skin. "You will not take my daughter," she said in a low, dangerous voice. He didn't respond. He raised a weapon, a needle gun designed for her exact DNA. But before he could fire, Maya moved. She was fast, too fast. She crossed the room in a blur, slammed into him with a glowing punch, and sent him flying through a wall. Dust filled the air. Sparks rained from above. Jackson, still holding Neri close, whispered, "She's not just fighting for her life anymore, she's fighting for her child." Smoke filled the room. Maya stood still, her body glowing faint red, arms shaking from the energy she just released. The armored man, the hunter, lay motionless under broken debris, but Maya didn't relax. She turned to the shadows. "I know you're watching. You always watch." A second voice answered from above, calm, cold, cruel. "You killed my hound. That's fine. I can always make another." Jackson flinched. That voice wasn't coming from a ship or a speaker. It was inside Maya's head, and now inside his too. "Your evolution, Maya, is nearly complete. But you forgot the most important part." Maya stepped back, her eyes wide. "No. You were never meant to escape. You were meant to deliver the final piece." "What final piece?" Jackson shouted, holding Neri tighter. Silence, then Maya spoke, quietly, brokenly. "He doesn't want me. He wants Neri." Jackson's eyes widened. "What?" Maya looked at him, tears falling from glowing eyes. "I lied. Neri, she's not just my daughter. She was born in the lab. I was the vessel. She was the real experiment." Jackson felt like the floor disappeared under him. "She's... what?" Maya nodded, shame in her voice. "They used my body. Mixed alien DNA, human DNA, things I didn't understand. She was designed to carry something, a code, a signal. That red serum, it was only the key." Suddenly, Neri's small body began to glow. Faint pulses, red and white, moved under her skin like light under water. No, Jackson said. "She's just a kid." "She's more than that," Maya said, falling to her knees. "She's their final weapon, or their cure. I don't know." Then the voice came again, louder now, echoing from everywhere. Bring her to the extraction point, Maya, or we take her by force. A bright light beamed down from the sky. Through the hole in the roof, a teleport lock. Maya stood up, shielding Neri. You won't touch her. Jackson stepped forward. We fight. No, Maya said. We run. But first, you need to know something else. She looked at Jackson, her face pale, her hands trembling. I wasn't supposed to feel. They erased emotions. But I felt something. The moment I saw you? What? You were kind to her. To me. That broke their programming. Love broke it. For a second, even the machines above went silent. Then the teleport beam surged, pulling metal, furniture, and Neri toward it. No. Jackson shouted. Maya leaped into the beam, grabbing her daughter mid-air. The light swallowed them both, and they were gone. Jackson fell to his knees, alone. The room was broken. The ship above vanished. But deep in his chest, something told him it wasn't over. He stood slowly, eyes filled with fire. They took her, he whispered. But I'll get her back. Jackson didn't sleep, he didn't eat. He only stared at the spot where Maya and Neri vanished. The room still crackled with static, burned metal, melted wires. But what haunted him most was Neri's final look. Pure fear. He had no ship. No weapon strong enough. No idea where they were taken. But he had one thing the enemy didn't. A reason to fight. The next morning, Jackson went deep into the lower city, where no law reached, and no soul trusted another. He entered a place called the Bone Market, a black zone of stolen tech and forgotten soldiers. He searched for one name, Cale Voss, ex-military, ex-human, now a weapon for hire. He found Cale in a pit arena, surrounded by a cheering alien crowd. The man was old, but built like steel. One arm was metal, the other burned down to scars. Jackson waited until the match ended, until Cale knocked out a two-headed brute with one blow. I need your help, Jackson said. Cale looked at him, chewing on something green. Everyone does, why should I care? They took a little girl. Kyle paused. A human girl? Jackson shook his head. Alien, born in a lab. But she's more than that, and they used her mother too. I saw what they did. Kyle narrowed his eyes. You're the guy who bought illegal alien serum, right? Jackson tensed. News spreads fast. Cale dropped his food. You're lucky you're still breathing. That red serum comes from only one place, the Harrow Core. They're monsters. Then help me stop them. Kyle sighed. You're crazy, Jackson, but brave. I like that. He extended his metal hand. Let's hunt. Hours later, they boarded a stolen scout ship. Cale had contacts, gear, even cloaking tech, but the best thing he had was a hacked Harrow tracker. The serum gives off a special signal, Cale explained. If the girl's body activated it, we can follow her. Red dot blinked on the screen. Sector X-89, deep space. No charted route. They took her off the map, Jackson whispered. Cale grinned. Then let's fly off the map. The ship launched into the stars. Jackson stared out the window, fists tight. His mind kept flashing back to Maya's words. She's not just my child. She's a weapon or a cure. Jackson didn't care. Neri was still a child, still innocent. And no one hurts a child while he's alive. Not without a fight. Suddenly alarms rang. Cale's face turned serious. We've been pinged. They know we're coming. Jackson's voice was calm. Then let them prepare. Away, deep in a hidden space station, Neri sat in a glowing chamber too weak to stand. Her mother, Maya, was strapped beside her unconscious. Machines clicked and hissed. A cold voice echoed. The human is coming for you. Good. Let him. His blood may complete the sequence. Neri opened her glowing eyes. Small. Afraid. But somewhere deep inside her, something ancient was awakening. The ship shook. Lasers flashed past the windows as Cale shouted, "Shields down to 20%, we can't take more hits." Jackson gripped the control panel. "We go in. Now. She's in there." The hidden Harrow station floated ahead. Black, silent, and massive. It looked like a dead asteroid, but inside it was the lab, the child, and Maya. Jackson pressed the emergency thrusters. The ship crashed through the outer ring, burning metal ripping apart. Hang on. Inside the station, Neri sat hooked to wires and glowing machines. Her small face was pale. Her arms, once soft and smooth, now pulsed with red and silver light. Beside her, Maya was chained to a wall. Her skin still shimmered, but her strength was fading. Footsteps echoed. A tall figure entered, covered in dark robes and gold armor. The Harrow Master. He looked at Neri like she was a prize. "She is almost ready. Once her body stabilizes and the cure will be extracted, and our race will rise again." "But what happens to her?" a worker asked. The Master smiled coldly. "She won't survive. No body can hold such power." Boom! The walls exploded inward. Jackson and Cale stormed through the flames. "Hands off the girl!" Cale shouted, firing his plasma rifle. Chaos followed. Alarms screamed. Guards rushed in. Jackson ran past them, dodging shots, diving straight for the glowing chamber. "Dearie," he yelled. The little girl opened her eyes. "Jackson," she smiled, but weakly. "I knew you'd come." He blasted the machine, shattering the cables. Cale covered them from behind. "We have 30 seconds, get her out." But Maya, still chained, still too weak to move. Jackson turned to her. "Take her," Maya said, eyes filled with tears. "I'll hold them back." "No," Jackson said. "I won't leave you." "You have to," she whispered. "You saved her. Now save yourself too." But Neri grabbed his hand. "We can't leave Mama. We're family." Suddenly, the energy inside her ignited. Her whole body glowed red and white, light bursting from her fingertips. Jackson covered his eyes. Maya looked up in shock, and then Neri screamed. But this time, it wasn't fear. It was power. A wave of light shot out from her body, knocking back every guard, every machine, even the Harrow Master. Maya's chains melted. The station walls cracked. Sirens rang. Jackson picked Neri up. Maya grabbed his arm. They ran. Behind them, the Harrow Master crawled from the wreckage, his golden mask broken. "You don't understand. She's not your child. She belongs to us." But Neri looked back at him, eyes glowing pure white, and whispered, "No, I belong to love." The station exploded. 1 week later, on a quiet green planet, Jackson sat beside a campfire watching Neri draw shapes in the dirt. Maya came up behind him holding a warm drink. "She sleeps peacefully now." "She deserves it," Jackson said. Maya looked at him. "So do you." He smiled. "Nah, maybe later." She sat beside him. For the first time in forever, her glow was calm. Her scars had healed. Her heart had too. "What now?" she asked. Jackson looked at the stars. "Now," he said, "we live."